Hold on. Okay, now we can talk freely. Hello, Abe.
Hi,
Welcome
everybody.
to the conversation. We were
Yeah.
talking about rubber suits and
Rubberization. It was very
rubberization.
popular. It was very popular in the Civil War and went up to about 1926, and they stopped using it. Rubberization was pouring rubber on top of clothing, and people used the waterproof stuff. But as times change and stuff like that, and we're less from outside into a more urban environment, it became less and less safer, especially with the fire department. They found out those black rubber raincoats really didn't help if you're in a fire. Whoops. Hold
You
on.
go in and it starts getting too hot for them. They
Yeah,
start
and
melting
also,
right to their skin.
before that, they combust. That's why they switched to canvas coats. Canvas coats is still fireproof, but it's not. You don't have accelerant on it.
They still wear those big old rubber boots, though.
Yeah, but it's treated with a heat resistant rubber. You try and make a coat out of it, you're being like, "Ugh." That's another 100 pounds. Canvas is already at 70, I think 60 pounds, and plus you have oxygen tank, which is another 50. That's anywhere from 75 to 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hi, Kyle.
hi, Kyle.
Welcome to the streaming friend.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get this up.
So, how's the weather over on your side of the pond, Aid? Everything going cool over there, or what?
Oh, we
He's
wait
coming
until
over
it,
here to visit. I think this year.
it's going to be a cold winter. Yeah.
He
Sorry.
might have stepped out. Don't
Well, it
forget
could
me,
be
guys.
also
If you're
the
coming in here, hit that like button for me, will you?
yeah. Also, it could be the solar flare too. Yeah, the like button on the corner. Darn it! Why isn't it coming up?
Been raining? Oh, he's still here. It's been raining for how long? 2 days? Before I moved to Nebraska, where I live now, I lived in Washington, and boy, it rains a lot there. It rains like 365 days in a year. That probably
Yep.
rains about 340 days of those.
Hmm. And we
So
got
I
four watching. Please hit the like button, folks.
rain and cold. Where are you at, Georgia? Are you at Georgia now, Kyle?
It
Believe
could
he
be up.
is.
He's up either in Georgia or up north because the whole East Coast is getting it. North Georgia.
Way up goes north to Alaska. And then Uncle Al, he's living with solar flares.
No, we all live with solar flares. It's nothing to panic, except it's going to play hassle on the internet, slow internet, disruptions, stuff like that. You get used to it.
Looks like that just jumped on the internet on the YouTube side. It kind of went off, came back on.
Yep. Sometimes I'll lose the picture and still have the sound, but I have to recorrect things and type it in. But it's fine. Now I want to tell you guys about two new channels. Fam Dubby for Dozy. That's a channel that Kaylin likes. Kaylin Strange. It's about a Scott guy in a van, and he practices the old way. He did a wonderful video today, and then we got Felix Imler. Things you can make with a Swiss Army knife. Yeah, my handwriting's bad. It's FA BI Dozy, Doe and ZI.
Two newbies, you guys. Go check them out.
Yep.
I'll try to get them in my next bunch of shout outs. I try to do that like once a week or whatever, and try to get a lot of people noticed. If you want me to do it for you, conk me in the head and tell me that you need your name on the list or something.
Right now, there's a lot of drama going on because they're afraid they're going to lose their channel or they're not going to get quality control or something. So there's a lot of drama going on, and I'm like, this is giving me a headache.
Google, yeah. Google's
That-
doing a lot of weird stuff right now.
Right. I wish they just, if they don't like your channel, don't watch it. Don't do,
I
if
know if I have a problem with my channel or whatever, if it won't upload or anything into the internet, and I can't figure it out within just a couple of tries, I jump all over YouTube for it. I just get on Twitter, and I go, uh, "Hey YouTube, you guys are messing with my upload time here." I says, I just tell them, give me a hand out here. You guys are not letting me upload. And usually they don't even answer me. I just go in and try again. It works.
right. The big problem with YouTube and Google, it's run by nobody. It's basically all computers and
They kind of run
analogs.
hand in hand.
Yeah. And usually when something really screws up, like in another, let's see, this is 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005. I think YouTube and Google is going to face the same consequences as Facebook.
Facebook's really hitting the skids right now.
Oh, yeah. They even changed their name to Meta.
Meta, yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they're going to be certain people bailed out of YouTube and Google because they don't want to be going to prison right now.
It's quite the thing. I mean, it's at first I thought it was just a come on, maybe a false flag or something.
No,
But
this is serious.
it's not. It's serious stuff. Zuckerberg seems to think that he's bulletproof. Well, they're getting ready to show him he's not bulletproof now.
No, I think he's going to serve like 10 years in prison because his wife is preparing to leave America. His wife's Chinese, right?
His wife is full-blooded Chinese.
Yeah, she's going to say, take her share of the money. It's like, bye, stupid.
And he's been teaching his kids how to code for about 4 years. So he's planning on doing something
I
like
don't know.
jail time.
That could be.
They don't change their name unless things aren't going right,
Right. Right now in the news, everybody say the market's going up. That's only certain metro areas. The rest of the country, I keep getting the notice. I'm getting a notice that the rest of the country home sales are tanking because nobody can
That's
make up
what
the
I heard too. Yeah.
nobody's making up the payments, and two of the biggest buyers, BlackRock, Evergreen, Evergrande, and others, are totally failing because of all their property. They're going down the pits because China just busted their butts in China, and all their marketing going.
Yeah, I read an article somewhere that a lot of people are being told not to pay their mortgages.
That's a stupid idea. Whoever gives out
So-
that advice, remember what happened in the Great Depression, 29, 31, 32? It wasn't the bank that came over. It was the county because you owe payments that financial stuff they got from the bank. The bank's gone. You have to pay the county, and you see the county excess. They're saying you owe us in tax of what you owe on the bank, and you see all these Okies coming out of Oklahoma going to California.
Yeah, at least pay your taxes. If you can't pay your mortgage, at least pay your taxes.
Right. A mortgage you could work out with a new bank, and a lot of people saved their farms. A lot of people who didn't and thought, oh, I won't pay my mortgage. Why should I? They got screwed big time in the 30s.
A lot of these folks have not been around very long, and it's
No.
kind of hard for them to understand, you know.
Yep. Oh, and Bama Woodsman and Nina's here. Everybody,
Hey,
please
Mama.
check out
Hey, good to see you.
Bama Backwoodsman. He
Yep,
there? And
yep.
then
That's Nina's son, I believe.
yep.
How you doing, Nina? Good
And
seeing you.
Nina's here. Discovered sustainability.
That's your son in here too, right, Nina?
I thought it was spicy.
Spicy. Yeah, she got two boys. I could be wrong. Wrong's my middle name.
That's all right. I got you back. You did a good one yesterday on the shout outs.
Man, it took me a long time to get that up. I had something going on with one of my computers, and it took me forever to get that thing up.
Oh, it's Backwoods Raised.
Spicy, yep. Is he gonna ever come back? You ever gonna get him to come back and make some videos?
We hope.
Bomba, 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 backwoodsman.
Yeah, like I said, folks, remember everybody made fun of me, but I told them, you think in code, this is what I dug up from 2 years ago.
There you go. That's right.
December 27th. Oops. That's when the aliens took over. And remember, I went down the board on the 5 phases, and people still make jokes like disease, bad weather, starvation, and economic warfare. They're taking over public office. And then finally, phase 5, they take your kids. Still, people crack jokes about that. And I'm like, what things happened? Isn't it true, Will?
Yep.
And did those things came true?
Everything always comes true if you think about the back in the day. Everything kind of goes around in a big vicious circle.
Right. And like I said, we got hit with disease. I'm not saying red dragon or anything like that. And then we got hit with weather and natural disasters. We had the fires, we had the floods, we had
measles and all kinds of stuff back in the
Right.
day too that we got through, you know.
yeah,
That
we
knocked us down for a loop too, but we always got back up on our feet and kept on going.
right. And a lot of people says, when does it be over? And I said, is 7 million people dead? And they all look at me, why? Do you know something? I said, yeah, but I won't say it because it's part of the disease cycle, the mutation cycle, and people still don't get it. We have to wait.
Well, I've been there, Obama. I know. Spicy.
Yeah. It's like I have to keep very quiet on it because I'm not a doctor and I'm just figuring out the figures from last time we had it, certain diseases, and we haven't reached the mutation point.
Yep.
So we have to be very careful, folks.
I was talking online to somebody the other night that's from over on the other side of the pond, and they're saying that the variances are switching again.
Yep.
On that red dragon crap.
Yeah, you have to be careful, folks. We're not out of the woods yet. I say until about 2023. That's when the mutation cycles ends. I keep telling people, go watch Andromeda Strain. It was a great old movie.
There's a bunch of movies that they made back in the day that we wouldn't even have thought would come to be, but it somehow has, you know.
Right. It's like I always type in my some of my description, go watch No Blade of Grass. But people like, you're telling us to watch No Blade of Grass? No, I'm just suggesting it. You don't have to watch anything you don't really need. I'm not
Yep.
telling anybody to do anything. If you don't like my opinion, go watch something else. There's plenty of cat videos out there. True, Will.
Yep. How's that cabin coming there, woman? I'm hoping I feel good enough. I'd like to go traveling this summer. Meet some of these good folks that I've come to uh, become friends with.
Right, 2022. Just well, stay away from the urban centers.
Oh, I wouldn't go anywhere where it's cities. I'd like to go out and visit people on homesteads and whatnot.
Right. In the country, it's a lot safer, folks.
Yep.
It's going to be really, really bad.
You gonna be moving in there anytime soon, Miss Nina?
She says it's looking fantastic.
I can believe it is.
Yeah. Like I said, folks, if you're not out in the country now, it's a good time to move out of California, get away from a lot of blue states, because a lot of those people in power have no idea what's going on.
That sounds terrible, Spicy. But it sounds like you got it all taken care of. Josh is gonna move in it. What are you gonna do? Stay out in the camper?
I'll put you in my prayer circle, Obama backwoodsman. I have a
Pretty
friend
soon
who's
you'll have the whole family there, Nina.
right. Obama had a tumor in his left cheek, and
Make sure everybody here is doing prayers for Spicy, you guys.
yep, I'll always put Spicy in my whatchamacallit,
Oh,
my
that's
prayer
not
circle.
Spicy.
No, it's
See, I told you,
I
I'm
put
not all
everybody in
here.
my I put everybody in my prayer circle. Obama backwoodsman basically had a tumor taken out of his left cheek, and they reconstructed his face with a graft
Shoot
from
me in
his
the head.
in his forearm and grafts from his left thigh, and repair the wrist with his grafts from his left thigh. Um, Trying to think. Uh, co- um,
All
Common
right, I
sense
think
with
I
a
got it straightened out.
yeah. If you read the description right there, common sense. Elizabeth's suffering through the same thing. She had a big hole on the side of the face.
Thanks, Miss Nina. I'd love to come over and meet you.
Yep, and she's having trouble with the New York medical system. One doctor says another doctor, and they never tell her in between. So it's gotten not too good.
Yeah, it's terrible. Them doctors from one state to another, they don't know
Yeah.
nothing. It's like when I moved out here from Washington, the doctors in Washington told me I'd be taken care of real good here.
Yeah, right.
I'm still laughing about that one.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Like I said, a lot of these places is organized medicine, and the trouble with organized medicine, unless you have a third person, a third wheel to govern the nurses, the doctors, and what they're doing, it becomes like the VA, a total mess.
See what we got going here. Semi-liquid diet with pudding. Oh, yuck! That would get sickening after a while.
Try grits. I always soft boil my grits because when I had a stroke, and you could still tell it on one side of my face, uh, it constantly comes out of my mouth. I couldn't chew,
That's
so
like
it's like
somebody that breaks their jaw. They have to eat through a straw for about 8 weeks.
basically. And slurping up grits is not fun, folks. Try that with a straw.
Uh, yeah.
Or puree. That's always fun. You ever
Well,
had
you lose some, definitely lose some weight doing that.
Duh. I went down to about 170 pounds, but I got back because now I can move my face and stuff, but I got to lose weight again.
In
Yeah,
surgery
Obama
for 10 hours?
hours.
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Hi,
Well, you were
Vanessa Kitty.
sleeping.
We hope.
I've gotten to the point where they won't even operate on me no more. I thought they were going to do something on my side here, and they were just had me all they had me all like set up for it and everything. Then just as I was getting ready to go in there, they come in and said, "No, no surgery. We can't." They've decided that you're too high a risk to go under the knife.
Yep. It's like me. I have to lose weight no matter what because my bones are brittle and I can't take the. Right now it was 218. Now I'm down to 208 pounds. I have to lose about 68 pounds more.
Yeah, it's not even my weight; it's my lungs and my heart. They say it's too big a risk.
Yeah.
Hey, Tibor, how you doing?
Hey, Tibor.
Good to see you, my friend. Vanessa, I didn't see you slide in under that back door. How are
Oh,
you
yeah.
doing? Good to see you. She came in when I wasn't looking. Trying to get some of my next shout outs here. And when you come in sliding in the back door, it's kind of hard to
Shout you out. Yeah, but like I said, I do not like pureed stew. Blah. It's like baby food consistency. You have your stew and everything. They put it through a blender.
You guys see that thing on the news the other day about the Navy putting out this new laser?
The ion cannon, yeah.
Yeah, it's as big as a container. Did you see that
Yeah.
video? It's as big as one of those containers, and it's the biggest laser cannon in the world.
It's not really a laser cannon, it's an ion cannon. I have to correct people on that because they say laser to misinform people. Because once you get a laser too big, the range drop. It gets shorter and shorter. So instead of if it's a container size, then weigh less than a mile and then lose all effectiveness. That's pretty close if you're a battleship.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want
They're
to be
saying
in
it's big enough that they'll be able to shoot. God dang it, Bill, make your brain work. It'll shoot satellites. There we go. Satellites right out of orbit.
Oh, and I have to correct another thing. North Korea does not have hypersonic missiles. That when they fire it out a sub, that's just a plain old ballistic missile. And I just say hello. And I just say hello to Dagon Hills. And John's life just came in.
Yeah, looks like I'm caught up now. Yeah, that is quite the laser. And there, what was the? Saw something in the news today about China. It does have a stealth bomber.
Kind of.
They finally flew it for the first time. So now
except for one problem.
Now they're out of the bag.
Yeah, except for one problem with the stealth bomber. It has to shut off its engines. I said,
when it goes into stealth mode?
Right. Then they can't pick it up. But if the engine is on, it's like a big radar target. Just people wondering, what's making that big radar thing? It's a bomber.
China did test. They did test a supersonic, didn't they?
Hypersonic.
Hypersonic?
Yeah, but the results are kind of weird.
Is that what you're talking about, Tibor? Hypersonic?
Yeah, it landed 38 kilometers near its target and was a single payload, not a MIRV.
China's had stealth for years, is what John is saying.
Yeah, but they weren't always very successful. True,
That's
John.
probably true.
Especially when they start on fire and going.
Oh, Miss Kaylin snuck in on us.
Yep, Kalen Strange came in. Like I said, China's tested a hypersonic missile. So did Russia. So did India. Just a couple of days ago, India fired their hypersonic missiles. The real problem with the hypersonic missiles, folks, is it has to maintain a speed of Mach 4 within the first 30 seconds of launch, or it goes. You don't want a big missile coming down on your head. Remember 2 years ago when that city got hit in China?
Yeah. Gunslinger, good morning. Afternoon, I guess it is.
It's afternoon.
Depends on where you live, I reckon.
Yeah.
How you doing? I'm afraid to say sir or ma'am anymore. I said it wrong the other day.
Yeah, that was Virginia. Whatchamacallit, I'm trying to think. Yeah, they copy everybody, including us. The hypersonic stuff and P2Es here.
It's kind of funny. One person says that they tested a hypersonic or whatever you want to call them, and then all of a sudden, all these other countries are hopping right on the same thing. It's like they don't want to fall behind or
it's the new
like
weapon on the block. But the trouble with hypersonic, 12 is now watching. 12 people are watching. Let's
P2E, welcome. By the way, if you're still here or on your way in, make sure you hit that like button for me, please. It doesn't have to be an up, it can be a down. I don't care. Just hit one of them.
No, like button up. I got hit yesterday with 3. Now it takes 100 likes to remove 1 dislike. So it's like, Lord, if you don't like the stuff, don't watch it. Don't leave a weird comment. You know me, I always put down a nice comment no matter what to help the people out, especially if you're under 1,000. It really hurts you if you get too many dislikes. You lose hours. I lost because I got one time so many.
When you're under 1,000, ask Uncle Al. He was stuck on 700 for I'd say a good year.
Yeah, remember how I got to 700? I used to have 5,000, and then next day because of the purges, all wiped out, back to 700 again.
Tryon, hey, how's everything there in Oklahoma?
Hi, Tryon. You know, it drives me nuts because Will, remember, because he's seen my subscriber score. Wow, the first day 500, next day 400, next day 800.
up, down, backward.
Yeah, it's just like, and all
that. But we're not the only ones that have been there. You guys out there, you guys have been there too. You should know. And if you only got like 300 or 400 or something like that, it's tough to get going unless you have somebody promoting you all the time. Sending people over there saying, hey, go check this guy out.
Now, with all the drama and people backstabbing
each
other.
Nina, I know how you feel. I'm pushing people over there for you.
Yeah. Don't worry, Nina. We got your back. You have to be careful, folks, because sometimes you get people that zap you in the back and without excuse. And
that's like me. It took me forever to get where I'm at.
Yeah.
If you guys listen to my videos, I've been around here for about 5 or 6 years. It took me forever to get where I'm at, slowly pushing me up.
Right,
And
because
then I've been stuck here for a year. I mean, I
right.
thought for sure that when I got up past 3,000 that I would just start bumping up every once in a while, but that's not the case.
No, because they changed the whole algorithm, and they also
Yep.
cut down on our. We're basically sharecroppers for Google or YouTube, which kind of stinks because they used to pay the full amount to us in YouTube, and it was a lot easier because monetization was 2,000. Now you have to get like 5,000 or 4,000 watch hours, and it has to be like a full hour of watch hours before you get now points. So I'm
Yeah.
barely at like 2,806 56 hours back. And I found out 2 weeks ago they took 1,000 off. So instead of 2,900, I'm back to 2,800 and slowly climbing up again. Always
Yeah, they
fun.
just keep messing with us. They don't care.
No, because we don't follow the agenda. We don't say certain buzzwords to help them out.
I was talking to some technician from HP Hewlett Packard because my computer was acting up yesterday. So I was talking to him. I said, I really need to get this issue fixed. I said I'm having a hard time getting this video out because something inside this brand new computer I bought not working right.
True.
He
It
goes,
could
"Oh,
be,
what are you, a creator?" And I go, "Well, I like to think I am, but it's not just something that way today." But he somehow walked me through it, and boom, I was able to upload again.
yeah. Dagon Hills has a point. After the year, they take hours off.
Yeah, if you're not consistent, they start taking away from you again, and you
Right.
don't really notice it at first.
Right. And then if anybody used to binge watch and that used to put our numbers out, after four, the YouTube thinks it's a bot or a robot watching videos. They'll kill your hours after four. So it doesn't count anymore. It counts like a minute. After four videos, it goes boop. So I always ask people to watch 3 past videos. And I don't do the drama because a lot of YouTube channels who do dramas, it's a whole nasty. If when you do drama against another channel or drama to yourself, you end up like Patricia Payas or other YouTube channels that got foul of the law of the federals because they did something weird. And next thing you notice, you're reading the headline YouTuber arrested for sex crime or something like that.
Dragon Hill, yeah, that's right. They do. If you get your usual views and comments after a year, you're going to have like a ton more views on that thing. I've got videos from a couple of years ago that already have 10, 20, 30,000 views on them, but they don't count those for some
No, it
reason.
has to be within this year,
Yep.
which stinks because I have to. Thank you, Trang. I'm doing better, but I have to be careful because of my lungs. I only have one working lung. So after the dragon or disease, I'll still be wearing a cloth mask because I only got one lung left. And like me and Will's on oxygen. I'm on COPD, the breathing machine. Uh, you know what I'm talking about, Will.
Yep.
You ever
I
try
have
to
one of
sleep with
I
it?
have one of those too.
Yeah, CPAP. You ever try to
Yep.
sleep with a CPAP on?
I've got one in there by my chair so that when I'm watching TV and I go to sleep, my girlfriend just puts it on.
Yeah, I use a nebulizer. I just used one about 30 minutes ago. If I don't use it, I can't talk.
Yeah, I've got one nebulizer too, Kaylin.
I have two. I have one for all day use and another one for emergencies in case I. Will knows what I'm doing when you start choking and can't breathe. And
Yeah.
yeah, Kaylin's sister has a CPAP. Backwoodsman
CPAP.
has a
Yeah, I
CPAP.
was on a CPAP for years, but they moved me over to a BiPAP. Probably because my lungs, I don't have as many lungs as I used to have. Doesn't take as long to keep me jump started.
Yeah. I'll be right back. My dog's acting weird.
Your dog is barking at somebody.
Yeah, I gotta find out. Be right
Grab that
back.
inhaler. Yeah, grab that inhaler. Which one, Kaylin? That's my problem. Yeah, one that's a rescue inhaler, and then I have two that I take just everyday use. It's like taking a pill. I have to puff on them once a day, both of them once a day. So it's hard. It's hard to keep your life balanced sometimes when you get old. And this is like I was telling Al. I said before I got out of the hospital this last time, I was on 10 liters. That's what I did on a daily basis. 10 liters of oxygen out coming off of my machine into my body. But the doctors figured that wasn't supposed to be so. So they kept me in the hospital long enough to work on my lungs. Now I only have to suck on 8 liters of oxygen every day, which is like a whole new breath of fresh air. You're going to put the steering wheel back in the wife's car? Oh, no, that means she'll be off and running. Okay, Tibor, you have a great one, my friend. Make sure that she doesn't go too fast. Or, hey, make it so that she can't turn it as much.
Yeah, I had to check all my cameras and peepholes and windows and everything else.
They're not coming for you?
Nope, nobody's coming for me other than kids stopping by for Halloween treats.
You think
Because
you'll
we
have
have
them
a
for tonight?
daytime one for small. No, it's for tomorrow night for the Halloween to pass out. But we have a.
You think they'll come?
Oh, they will. They always come. We have an earlier one for the smaller kids first on the 30th. You know, like little kids, like babies and stuff like that. So they go out, toddlers, in a safe daylight, and they stop by and ring the doorbell and say, "Hi, Uncle Al," and I give them Rice Krispie treats or candy and stuff.
Yeah, Kaylin, in my nebulizers, I probably use the same thing that your sisters use, or maybe even the same thing that Uncle Al uses.
Yeah.
It's usually can't think of it, albuterol.
Yeah, it's usually a albuterol for my emergency one.
Yeah, that's what most use. I have on mine. I use what they call a dual nib. It's
Yep.
albuterol and something else.
Yeah, it's the 2-for-1 kick
Yep.
because you have more lung damage than I do. I used to be on it for first 6 months, and they switched me to the single because it's less steroids. The other one has more steroids in it.
Oh, that's why you had to replace it, Tibor. The bushing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we got 11 watching.
Don't forget, you guys, I'm not going to push you or anything, but there's a like button down there.
Yep, hit the like
Would
button.
appreciate it if you'd push that. You're drifting back off to sleep. Oh man, you mean I'm not entertaining you?
No, it's have a nice nap, trying to survive.
Yeah.
He works nights, so he has
Yeah.
to get some sleep.
Thanks for coming in, my friend. You
The
get
only
that
other-
house built yet? Nina's gonna leave me too. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that time of day where people start getting busy for sure.
Yeah.
You have a great rest of your weekend, Miss Nina.
Yeah. Well, Halloween's tomorrow. A lot of people putting up Halloween decorations. What gets me
We
is
don't get very many kids, and I live in the neighborhood too.
Right. It could be an older neighborhood. I'm in a younger neighborhood. They just built this area a couple of years ago. They built around me.
That must have been something, man.
Excuse me.
Was something else about those guys trying out all these weapons. I tried to remember. I should have wrote it all down. See if I can catch it.
See, they're already starting trick or treating over
You haven't
Obama's
had
place.
trick or treaters for years. What do you do to keep them away? Put up scary faces or what?
Now it puts up the sign says, "I have a red dragon" on the door. That'll scare any kid away. Ah.
Put up a quarantine sign.
Yep. What's going on so far on the weaponry is the same old, same old. They're trying to put out some other stuff. Nothing new. It's just regular. I have a big sword thing. They're posturing over the South China Seas, and then they're posturing over in whatchamacallit, Eastern Africa, Yemen.
Eastern Africa. I heard something about that.
Yeah, it's kind of driving everybody's crazy because nobody wants America there, and they're sticking their nose in something that's Ethiopia, Egypt, Sudan, Eritrea. It's like Captain Crazy's trying to start another Arab Spring or Civil War, but now it deals with Eastern Africa, which is part of Central Africa and the lower end of the Middle East. It's not very good.
What do you think? Tell me what you think about the Taliban
Which one?
Since they took over Afghanistan.
Okay. Trouble is, Taliban split into 5 factions, and they're asking money that was held in reserve for the true government of Afghanistan. They didn't come in the table peacefully, so we're not giving the money to them. And right now, they still have people hanging around Kabul. I mean, really hanging around. So we're
They
not
can't
going to
hang it. They don't have a head.
No, they're hanging around. They ran out of swords. So a lot of people are not giving their money to them because basically Taliban reneged on being a peaceful cohabitant of Afghanistan and would run elections.
They're reneging on their failure to recognize their government.
Right. Because they're acting like little hoods. There are 5 factions. Trouble is, Russia's about had it, and they said West screws up over 20 years. Now it's our turn again. This time they have China and India in the mix. India is being backed by Russia and part by us. China is also backing, is going it alone, and they're backing the Taliban. And some of our Democrats wants to support them. I'm like, excuse me?
I don't support them.
No, you're supporting a terrorist group. Killed women and children. It's a hot mess, like Kaylin said. Yep.
It's like yeah. It's like they decided, they told us they weren't going to do any of the stuff that they're doing.
Right.
Oh, no, we won't kill anybody. Whack.
Yep. Hi, Fuzz Fork. Yeah, the new global tax.
There you go, Fuzz Fork.
Yeah, we're considered corporate. They're going to tax our butt.
They're not going to do nothing about that. They're not paying any money because they can't get any money out of the people. The people don't like their tactics.
They're going to hit us because we have too much money. If you have more than $600 in savings account, that's taxable income, extra income. If you have an IRA, that's extra income. It's like, who voted these idiots in office? I sure didn't. I don't want my taxes and my checking account being, whatchamacallit, zapped.
Well, they have to find the money first. If you don't have it in there, then they can't zap it.
Right. Yeah, it's the New World Order.
So you just take that money and you put it somewhere like in your safe.
Yeah. Or in
That's
the
what I
bed.
found to do with mine. I
Or
have
stick
any
it in the
extra,
bed.
it goes into my safe.
Excuse me.
I have just enough money in my account to pay the bills, and then the extra money goes in my safe.
Right. But what's more funnier, Dagon Hill says SF is paying gang members to not shoot each other. It's okay if they stab each other. They just don't want to use guns. I'm like, so they're paying them $1,000 a month to stab each other.
Let's play knife 'em.
Right. And then paying the junkies $1,000 not to do drugs. I don't think so. That's not going to work.
Or
First thing they're
not do
going to do
drugs on camera. Don't do your drugs on camera.
yeah, that's the funny part. No,
I've noticed they're not talking about that anymore. The
What?
drug thing.
Oh no, because it was total failure. You know,
Yep.
there's 1.5 million refugees that came from Central America after that wonderful talk by our vice president. They just steamrolled up here, and there's about 1.5 million people on foot walking through Mexico. They're going to be here in about another week or so. That's
Who is?
everybody, not including Central America. Half the world's in that 1.5 million crowd.
What, you need an offshore account? You got that much money, Obama? You're gonna have to get a couple of safes. Isn't that how what's his name? Escobar did it? He had money coming out of his ears when they caught him, remember? Safes here, money rooms here.
Yeah, that's how he got busted and sent away. You have to be smart with your money, folks. Yeah, but it's the wrong border. It's not coming south. They got smart. It's coming from Vancouver. They only sent a few token trucks through the south border to say, look, we have drugs coming from Mexico. It's not Mexico anymore. It's Canada.
Canada, yep.
Because
And
once the meth ceased in from Vancouver, you could just sit there and watch. It's like, yep, that truck has meth. That truck has meth. See all the junkies running after the truck going to California. And by Thanksgiving and Christmas, we got a bunch of junkies in our streets. I live in the boonies.
that's where they put them all there too. When I was living up there, you didn't see anything in the city because they cleaned their cities up. But they pushed them all down the road to the small towns where they couldn't be seen
Right.
as easily, you know.
What cracks me up is where they pushed them is out in the suburbs. Now the weather's getting back, they're coming back into downtown again.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Lung trouble. But like I said, folks, the big problem is we got to get these people out of office. All they're doing is pushing it onto us, and we have to clean it up. And 2022 is not going to be a good year for a lot of people. They screwed up everything. I'm not kidding.
You got too many loose ends. That's what you're telling me, Obama. And so I don't make enough money anymore. So the little bit of money I do have, they let me keep. I'm sure they wouldn't let me keep it if they knew how much I really had.
Okay, folks, if you, like Fuzz Force say, protest in the streets, you have to be very, very careful. And we might have to lose this country before anybody will do anything. If you protest in the streets and they get fed up, they're not going to hit you with rubber bullets. They're going to hit you with the real pew pew seeds. Sorry. My asthma, I got to give another shot at asthma. And we're at the top of the hour.
We're just about there, Uncle.
You have anything coming up, Will?
I have. I'll be putting another video out in the middle of the week. I try to give myself more than enough time to get it put together. But on Monday we'll be bright and bushy-eyed right after Steve's all done on his Misfits live stream. I'll come up behind him at 1 o'clock. That
Yep.
gives him enough time to rest and me enough time to come on. We'll do another live stream there, and I'll try to figure out a subject that we can talk about. There, it's kind of hard to come up with them anymore. We got
Right,
all
we
these
have to be
knowledgeable
very
people out here talking about everything.
right. We have to be very, very careful because we don't want to get red flagged. Because I
Yep.
keep warning people, if you fit in that agenda or profile they have for red flag, and remember, folks, they're doing a national red flag, you might get picked up because they'll trace your YouTube channel like, oh, he lives at this place, and then you're going to get swatted.
You
For
want
real.
bump, beam up Trump? Trump. I read a big article. He's losing his brand, and everybody's kind of losing faith in him.
Yeah, it
I'm
depends.
not sure I want to be too close to him.
Right. You don't want to be close to anybody in
Anybody
2022.
that's got their eyes, the government's got their eyes on, I would be staying away from.
I don't want to get shot, so I'm staying away from everybody.
Exactly. I mean,
Right.
those guys are looking for trouble. So
Right. And I tell a lot of people on the illegal immigrants, if you're a different color like me, I would be very, very nervous because I told my friends in the 90s they're going to have human traffickers. Now it's commonplace. We're going to have organ jackers. That's China. If you're against their government, if you're Tibetan, Uyghur, you don't like the government, Fang Shang Wei, you be harvested. They'll take you out, take all your internal organs, and sell them on the black market.
and
And
how
right,
they find you?
yeah, they'll take everything away. But the big problem with organ harvesters is going to be, let's see, organ harvesters, human traffickers. This was in the 90s when I told people when was the cyberpunk revolution. I told these things will happen in the next 20 years. They all laugh at me. So what do we have now? Human traffickers, and now we get whatchamacallit, organ jackers and organ leggers. Yeah, I know. I seen that Bama backwoodsman. They're giving $400,000 to get a fake ID and new citizenship and check out. Yeah, but it's also the trouble with that is you might get organ harvest. You wake up in a bathtub full of
Taking a
ice.
big chance doing it
Yeah,
that
and
way.
missing a kidney or two. Oh, and Thomas Jordan just snuck in. Hi, Thomas. I missed you. It's like I tell people, it's like in Oregon, they say, oh, there's a foot in the water. Duh, and it's wearing Nike. What do you think they're chopping up people for? For organ harvesting or blood harvesting. True.
Yeah. How
True,
close are
Dagon.
we? We may have to call it. My side's starting to hurt.
Yeah, same here. Okay, I'll catch you later, folks.
Right, guys. Thanks for coming by and listening to us. We always ramble about a lot of different things, but we always get it taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay, remember if you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button.
Yep.
But remember on Monday I'm gonna be back and we're gonna be here at 1 o'clock. So come on in and we'll talk about some more good stuff that other people don't talk about. All right, guys, next time.